Hi, I'm Dr. Ann West. I'm a relationship therapist and a spiritual psychologist. And I've been helping thousands of couples over the past 20 years to bring their relationships closer and help their marriages to work. So I want to tell you a little story about some research that I've recently been finding out about, which I think is really important. And that is that there's a Dr. Gottman who did research all the way from the 70s, all the way up to today, where he took couples that were getting married, newlyweds, put them in a lab, and added electrodes to their bodies to test their blood flow, their sweat glands, and their heart rate. And he asked them simple questions about their relationship. And some of the couples, their heart rate, even though they looked calm and they were acting very calm, their heart rate went up, they started to sweat, and they started to have, their blood flow was also rising. So he found that he ended up going back to these couples 6 years later and seeing how many of them stayed together and how many of them were now divorced or their relationship was falling apart because they were really miserable. And he found that there were two different types of couples. There were masters, and then there were the disasters. Now, what makes a master in a relationship and what makes a disaster? It's really easy, and I'm going to give you that tool right now because you can take this into your relationship today and change where your relationship is going. If it needs to go in a better direction, then I'm going to give you the tips. So it's very simple. We bid to our partners constantly. When I say bid, what I mean is we're asking for attention. We're looking to get reassurance. We're looking to get some connection. And we do that by saying some simple things. If you were a bird watcher, for instance, you may say to your sweetheart, "Hey, look at that beautiful blue jay out there." Now, you may want them to look at the bird because you want to share something that's a part of your passion. But what's also going on is that you're sharing that little bit of information because you want to connect. Now, if your partner decides to look at the bird with you and say, "Oh, what a beautiful bird, what a great color, oh, I wonder what it likes to eat," or whatever, you just connect and you share conversation about the bid, his bid to what have you look at that, then that connection, his bidding, got matched. If you, on the other hand, started looking at your iPhone and said, yeah, that's, and just kind of fob him off, he didn't get his bid met. Now, you could probably think right now of 10 bids that you have done with your own partner, and you will know whether or not you got met or didn't get met. And you will also know how that felt. So the same goes both ways. If your partner is bidding to you for your attention, it may seem like it's inconsequential. It may seem like it's just talking about a bird, but actually it's a way to connect. So if we ignore these biddings we get from our partners, then we're going to end up having resentments, and those resentments will build up. And what those resentments will do in the relationship is tear it apart eventually. So that's a very simple little tip, but it will profoundly change your relationship if you put it to use. Listen intently for your partner's bidding. And when you hear a bid, respond to it. Respond to it with kindness. Respond to it with interest. And see how your connections start to get stronger and stronger and stronger. And if your partner doesn't know when you're bidding, then let him know. Hey, let him know about this story, that when we bid, we're actually looking to connect. So I hope that helps you. And if you want more tips on that, go to my website. It's drannwest.net. And if you need relationship help and maybe some therapy, I'm open to helping you. Just reach out, contact me on ann@drannwest.net, and I would love to hear from you. Namaste.